Seems to be a big day for the Blackhawks, too. What do we need to know about the new Blackhawks coach?
Well, it's kind of a wait-and-see situation with Jeff Blashill. He was the coach in Detroit for the 7 worst years in Red Wings history, probably. But it's hard to pin that on him because those rosters were they were very, very bad. And he was very much in a rebuild. Probably a little bit worse of a roster than the Blackhawks have, honestly. That's what Jeff Blashill was dealing with there. So it's hard to say that I'm excited about this move, or Hawks fans should be, banging pots and pans and lighting off fireworks. But a lot of coaches do better in their second job. They kind of learn from their first go round. And he's been spending the last 3 years with John Cooper with the Tampa Bay Lightning as an assistant. So that is kind of the consensus top coach in the NHL. So learning under the best is never a bad thing. So we'll see. We'll see how things work out. I'll say of the guys available, Jeff Blashill is a fine hire. I know that's not inspiring, but that's what it is.
What is it about what John Cooper does? I know some Blackhawks fans were dreaming of Cooper himself, and now going to the John Cooper tree, if you will. What is about his style that might blend well with Connor Bedard and what the Hawks are trying to do?
I think what John Cooper does very well is communicates with his players. And I think, look, like all sports, the systems are kind of the same. It's, are you able to communicate your message clearly? Are you able to keep your players believing in what you do? Are you able to be a player's coach without being too soft? And are you able to be stern enough where you don't, but also not lose the players at the same time? That's the big challenge, I think, for all coaches. We see it all the time. Last year, a couple of mistakes on the field, and Matt Eberflus lost the Bears, and it was over. He had to be fired. There was no question about it. I think we saw that happen with Luke Richardson this year, where the team was getting frustrated because all the offense was being stifled. So the Hawks made a change and brought Sorensen in on an interim basis, and the offense got better, and the team got a little better. You've got to find someone who can keep the team engaged and focused and learning. These young players are a different breed. They ask why. A lot of guys back in the day, you'd say, do this. Yes, sir. Go and do it. It's not the case anymore. They want to understand why. And I think that's a good thing, but it's an adjustment that a lot of coaches have had to make. And I think John Cooper's made it better than anyone.
What does Connor Bedard need from a coach? And I wonder if he's getting that from this guy.
I think Connor Bedard needs a coach to challenge him directly. Look, I think too much is made of Bedard's struggles. He's 19 years old. He's been a team's leading scorer 2 years in a row. He does something insane every night, at least once. He's going to be fine. He has been fine. To get him to that next level, though, I think he needs to be pushed. You got to remember, this is the first time in his life that he has been challenged on the ice surface. It's never happened before. He's never had to work through adversity. Every time he laced up the skates and took the ice, he was the best player on the ice by a mile. That's not the case anymore. He's got to help Connor Bedard get through that. And I do think there was a little bit of, with Richardson especially, kind of like, okay, this is our savior. This is our franchise guy. We're going to kind of have kid gloves, and we're going to hold him to these standards and other guys to these standards. And look, I'll say this. Bedard is the hardest working guy in the team. First on the ice, last off the ice. He is 100% hockey all the time, but I do think there was some hesitation to be like, Connor, that was unacceptable. You can't do that again. If you do it again, there will be a consequence. Those little things that Bedard will be taught, hopefully by Jeff Blashill, will get him to the next level of his game. He's got to learn. He's never going to be Jonathan Toews. He's never going to be Kopitar or Patrice Bergeron defensively, but he's got to be a more than a one-dimensional player, and I think Blashill, and from some of the reported assistants coming in, can help get him to that level.
I saw your coverage after the NHL draft lottery, and you were talking about what might be available for the Blackhawks with the number 3 pick. This seems to be a center-rich draft at the top of it. What direction do you hope the Blackhawks go at 3?
I think the dream pick is Michael Misa. He's a big center, not the biggest. Porter Martone is the 6'4", power forward right winger. But Michael Misa is that combination of speed and size and is definitely a center, big-time scorer. There's a lot of people that thought he was going to go first overall, but with the Islanders getting that pick, James Higgins is a New York Islanders fan and a Long Island resident. And something the Islanders have trouble doing is pursuing and convincing free agents to come play there and the players they draft to stay. So they might be tempted to say, look, there might be a little bit of a talent gap between Misa and Higgins, but Higgins is a guy that wants to be here and would be an Islander for life and not have a foot out the door the second he arrives. So that temptation might be too big for him. Then the thought is the Sharks take Matthew Schaefer at 2, the defenseman, and then the Hawks will have their pick of Michael Misa and Porter Martone or whoever else they might like at 3. That would be the ideal scenario.
What kind of a softball coach are you, Jay Zawaski?
I am the, let's see, that's a good question. I am the slap and tickle. That's your term.
Yes, the slap and tickle, where you.
I am the slap and tickle.
You punish, and then you help them feel better about it once you punish.
Yes, and I have learned over the years that, and it was a challenge, that coaching girls is different from coaching boys, and it's not better or worse. But this Hope says this, and it's so true. Boys need to hit to feel good. Girls need to feel good to hit. So this was kind of the mindset that I use, where you can't say, it's got to be, hey, believe in you. You know what you're doing. You're going to do great. Get up there. You've done this a million times. You've got it. That seems to translate better. Whereas I knew as a player that if I wasn't succeeding, it was only going to get worse and worse and worse. I have found that with girls, you have to have them feeling good first, and then they have success.
I mean, listening to you and Hope last weekend, I got a real education.
You went to the game.
Yeah, I went to go see, because Addie plays at HF. Another HF kid that you can't keep down.
Happy birthday, Mike.
That's right. And I that's right. Happy birthday to Addie.
Today?
She's 15.
Wow.
Addie's getting ready to start driving.
That's bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I remember.
And I think I heard Jay say if she hits a home run this year, he's going to buy her car. I think that's what I heard.
That's fine. I'll get her a Maserati. The season's over, so that's not going to happen. And Addie has my speed, so any sort of inside the park home run is out of the question. So we're good. I'm safe on that one. Lawrence, you went to see me and Hope as spectators, which is different. Coaching your child is way easier than watching your child, especially when they pitch. Watching your pitcher is the worst.
That's what Dan used to say about stressful. Watching Jason play goal. That the level of stress is really, really high. But you guys handle it really well, and I love seeing it. I love seeing how passionate you guys are about it. It's fun and it's great, and we're obviously like big fans of Addie, and we're happy for all of you that she's continued to succeed and be a really well-rounded, good person. And I'm not surprised considering who her parents are. So,
well, thank you.
Thanks for jumping on with us, giving us a little Blackhawks information, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Love you guys. See you soon.
Same.